Hello, everybody, and welcome to Alternative Interactions. I'm Gary. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps, and I appreciate your support and your comments. Today is another viewer's question, really. In the past couple of videos I've done personally, not the Lightning Thrice Part 3, which we did yesterday, in fact, Friday. It's Saturday today. Although we have been looking at it there a little bit, I've been answering viewers' questions about the 5D and the 3D, and I've used my pendulum to do so, and also answered some stuff that I knew. Again, we're looking at that again. But again, I just have to say again to Pam, thank you very, very much for such a beautiful gift. Dragon coin, thank you. I also want to say thank you to everybody who in the videos that I've done, at the bottom there's a little where you do the comment, there's a little cash sign. Some of you have given me donations there. Thank you very, very much for that. And Maya, thank you very much for your t-shirt with the Rocking Pandora's box across it. Really do appreciate all the stuff that we get. I've never really had many gifts like that, and it's not that I'm touting for it. It's just that it's not my kind of. I've always kept my head under the parapet, and so to give, for people to give so generously, thank you very much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And the Femi, you are absolutely amazing. Love to all of you. You really are brilliant, and thank you very, very much for all you do. Now, got my phone here so I can do a Richard and Reed question. And this comes from Cindy Nelson 5140. Hello, Cindy. Um, and basically it was thank you so much, Gary. What about us who are going to pass before 2040? Now, on the previous video, I put that 2040 was likely going to be one of the cut-off points of ascending into the 5D due to what was going to be happening. Please watch that video so you can get a basic idea of what is. Do we go straight to 5D? I love the experience 5. I'd love to experience 5D in the light body. I don't know if I'll ever see this, if I'll ever see this question. Well, I did. I've seen it, even though I'm butchering the question. Don't know, thank you so much also. And dimensions 5D, what I'd love to know what or about getting further and further up into the higher and highest dimensions and how it works from 5D. There's a couple of questions there, and some of these questions I can't really answer, and so I thought it's pendulum time again. So I've got my pendulum, and I've already blessed the pendulum, and obviously my hand will move. It's how it is, and it's one of those things. And please accept the fact that the hand moves slightly. I did have a little rant before on one of my other videos. So when using the pendulum, my hand will move around slightly. It can't be stopped, and also I'm holding it in midair because I'm trying to get the best picture for this, which is black. You'll see the pendulum swinging. Now, for me, um, clockwise is a yes. Anti-clockwise is a no. And backwards and forwards means the pendulum is happy to work with me. Okay. Now, clearly you can see I'm using my hand there to demonstrate because even though I can demonstrate it with the higher self, I just want to show you the difference between me having to move it and not. So I actually believe going into the 5D now, that everybody who's passed already, who's ready, who's spiritually ready for the 5D will kind of be in a 4D holding tank almost, and that's potentially what the 4D is. There is a passage or it's said somewhere about everybody will be held in the Great Pyramid of Giza or in the Great Pyramid, the collective conscience until they move up through. So again, there's lots of kind of guidance or lots of sort of thoughts about this, but I've never asked a pendulum actually about this. So, pendulum, are you happy to work with me? And it's going backwards and forwards. So yes, it is. Does it show it like you mean it? There we go. That's better, isn't it? Right. Thank you, higher self. So when people pass now who are ready to go to 5D, it's just a question. Will they be recirculated back into the 3D realm? And that's a big no. Okay. So you're not coming back in here. You've done this level. If we look at it as a computer game, you've done level 3 already, and you don't need to go back to level 3, and you won't be. Okay, so that's a nice no. Thank you. Okay, so when people have passed already now, who are ready to go to the 5D, have they gone to the 5D already? And that's a no. Now, if you watch my previous video, I think we have a clue to that, so I shall ask the question for the clue. Okay. Is the reason why they haven't gone to the 5D already because I'm going to say that the portal or the gateway is not yet open. Yeah. So so basically the opportunity for us to go physically into the 5D from this realm is not yet that little window of opportunity, the doorway is not there yet currently. It's coming, and we know it's going to come. The pendulum just proved that it's going to. But again, I think that's going to start to happen in 2027. So again, please look at my previous videos and this last week that I've done on that. So 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 where are all the souls? I mean, obviously, Richard sees souls and the Honey see Golden see souls, and these people are interacting at the moment, and everyone's happy that's passed. There's no negativity at all in any of this at all. It's real good. It's really good stuff. Um, but for those that are less active as a soul, um, so the people that have passed, are they currently held in a area or dimension? That's a yes. It's very interesting. Those people that have passed recently and will pass before they're let's just ask one question at a time so I get ahead of myself. Those people that have passed, are they sitting in the 4D realm, as we would call it? There we go. So that's a yes. Nice strong yes as well. It's getting bigger and bigger. So they are in the 4D realm. Okay. Now, my understanding of the 4D realm, which was something I couldn't get my head around initially, was that 4D is not a physical realm. 4D is a spiritual realm, a non-bodied realm of consciousness. So when people who are past, who are ready to go to the 5D, but the 5D is not the window of opportunity isn't there currently. We're a couple of years away from that potentially. Then they will have the opportunity then to go into the 5D. Now, let's ask another question. When these people go into the 5D, will they receive a new physical body so that they can experience just like they did in the 3D? And that's a yes. So those people will get a new avatar, a new body, and to go into the 5D. Okay. And so all those souls wanting to continue their experience of physicality, but in a nicer place, a much nicer place, will get that opportunity. So that's really nice to hear. Okay. So for everybody that's passed already and those that will pass before they can potentially walk through into the 5D realm, have no fear. You must never have fear, remember, fear is not the thing. Be mindful and know that because of the spiritual work you've done and your consciousness level, that even if your body isn't able to go into the 5D, you will in spirit, because we are eternal beings. Our soul or source connection, our spirit, is an eternal being. It never dies. And so the us, who we are, always lives, never dies. Only the body dies. And so that consciousness will be able to transfer up into a higher realm to then restart over again in a different world and have a completely different experience to the one we've had here. I firmly believe that this one, the 3D, is the hardest one. And this one is about spiritual learning and preparing yourself mentally and spiritually for the 5D. Because the 5D realm, the kind of things that we put up with and the kind of traits that we've sometimes had in our lives are not welcome. You know, it's a place of even higher learning and a place of even higher enlightenment. That's what I believe. So, Pendulum, you've just heard me babble on. Am I correct about my assertion of what the 5D realm is? That's a big yes. Nice yes. Huge yes. Okay. It's actually hit my arm, so we're 100 spot on there. Absolutely spot on. And again, I also believe that the 5D realm looks exactly the same as this realm because this is the base programming. This is our familiar. And so we will see all the animals that we're familiar with, all the trees. There'll probably, obviously, there'll be the elementals walking around with us as well. So we're going to have to get used to saying hello to fairies and goblins and pixies and mermaids, all sorts of things that we've never seen before, only in fairy tales. Sasquatch are all going to be walking around in the 5D in plain open sight. So that's another really, really nice one. And again, pendulum, beautiful, lovely pendulum and higher self. Yeah, happy to work. Am I correct in my thing about the elementals in the 5D and what we were likely to see? Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. So there we go. Now, the second part of the question was about getting further and further up into the higher and highest dimensions and how it works. Well, I think, like everything else, that you do it in stages of enlightenment because I think when you get to the right at the top, you can literally create your own realities and your own worlds. So, higher self, are you happy to work with me? Lovely, thank you very much. So yes, we're online. Beautiful. Um, do we have to go level by level by level once we have ascended spiritually? So each level has to be done. Yeah, each level has to be done. So that would be like the 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11, 12D. Okay. Now, I'm not saying all of those levels are physical in the body. Some probably are not. And that's a much longer, bigger question, obviously. But but the way that we would go up is to climb the ladder. So as once we get out of the 3D, the 5D will be the next level that we go to, and we will gain more enlightenment and we will learn more lessons about ourselves and do many more things, probably fix a lot of the, especially if we're in our bodies, it will be a real good opportunity to fix DNA trauma that's gone through with us because there is still trauma within our bodies. Even when we go to the 5D, we will still be carrying certain amounts of trauma. And at that point, with the extra enlightenment, we'll be able to fix ourselves and really, really do some inner work, the sort of inner work that we can't even comprehend currently, I believe. So, lovely pendulum. Was I right in that section about the trauma that's trapped in our DNA and how we will be able to fix it in the, yeah, that's a very big yes. And again, that could be part of the 5D, the real part of the 5D, where we start to really learn how to fix ourselves, as in ourselves, we fix ourselves. We don't use external, and the big part of this in the 3D is not the externalization of our powers to other people. It's knowing that everything's here. We are the one. So there we go. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was another little helpful thing. And again, you know, please keep the comments and the questions coming. I do see all the comments. I make a point of doing so. The fact that you've made the effort to put a comment down, I should make the effort to read it, and I do. Okay. And if it's something that's pertinent or triggers a little light bulb in me that thinking, yeah, I haven't really covered that one. And just because I know it from my own works and it's something that I've done myself, doesn't mean that I should be so um, dismissive not to cover these things, because there are no silly questions and there are no bad questions. The only bad question is the one that wasn't asked. Okay. So please feel free to ask anything you want to, and I'll try and answer it. Um, I have a pendulum, obviously. I don't do the tarot cards. I do tarot cards personally, but I'm not up to the stage of Richard or Jenny, Love by Jenny. So I leave that to the professionals who it really is their bag. Um, but I do the tarot cards for myself and sometimes to get confirmation on certain things and see things into a deeper level. And so I encourage you guys to do the same. There's some very nice beginners guide packs, and some nice, very easy beginner guide um, books on tarot reading. You know, do it. There's nothing stopping you. Get the pendulum. I know the pendulum can be difficult to start with sometimes. I mean, for me, it was like a duck going to water. It swung straight away. But it did take me 2.5 years, 2 years plus, to really get a good connection where I had a real good relationship with my higher self. So that's 2 years of work. Didn't happen overnight. And so we have to remember this as well. And obviously, the pendulum is autistic in its answers. So every answer is literal. So sometimes when you ask a question, the meaning of the question won't come through and you can get a false answer, you know. So be mindful of that, but please give it a go, you know. You can pick up a pendulum for 5, 6, 7 quid, $10, I guess, something like that, online, and a pack of tarot cards. I mean, the ones I started with are similar to the Richards beginners ones, and at the top and at the bottom of the cards, they've got the basic what they are, as in their meanings. Now, I can't find those pack of cards anymore that I brought anywhere. So I don't know whether it was a short run or something like that. So again, in the comments, if you ask me where did I get them from, I can't tell you. I got them from eBay, but I looked on eBay the other week for some cards, and I could not find those ones anywhere. They're based on the Rider Waite, though. Everything is based on the Rider Waite artwork. That's a very common one, and it's probably the best one to learn from, in my opinion. But pendulums wise, get whatever shape you want. Personally, I would stay away from crystal until you are experienced, because crystal can contain and hold energy that may not be the one. Obviously, my higher self does not like using crystals. Very rarely does it allow me to use crystals. It will use them, but it's the connection, the flow, just that almost pull on the pendulum. The pendulum seems to almost pull in my hands, and I don't get that. It'll answer me, but it's like, "Shit, I'm not happy with this. I don't like it. Get it done." But Richard, his higher self, loves using the crystals, and he has got such a connection that whichever I mean, he's got what, probably he's got 10 or 15 pendulums on his chain now of different sorts, and so he will be drawn to which one, because his higher self will know exactly which one it wants to work with at that particular point to give the answers to what's going on. And that's very, very advanced, to be fair. And I'm a stick in the mud. I've got one that works for me. My higher self loves the shape. It all works. And so I've got three or four exactly the same. Always carry one with me as well in my pocket. And that's the way to go for me. So anyway, I've gone on babbled along long enough. So I hope that answers the question. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for all the support. Really do appreciate it. You guys are absolute stars. Blessings and thank you very much. And I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Bye bye, everyone.